Well, today we're here with my escort driver that I've spent the last 3 or 4 days with. Introduce yourself.
Um, Brian Morr. I'm his escort driver that I've been with him for 2 or 3 days now.
And where were you born?
I was born in Michigan.
Yep.
I spent the last 8 years in Wyoming and just moved back to Michigan about 1.5 years ago.
Okay. And what did you do fresh out of high school?
Fresh out of high school, I joined the Army.
Was there a reason you joined the Army straight out of high school?
No, not really. Just wanted to make some money and travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do in the Army?
I was a mechanic.
Okay. Did you choose to be a mechanic or they?
That was chosen for me based
Okay.
on my ASVAB test.
All right. They figured this guy's going to make a great mechanic.
Yeah.
All right. And you drove a wrecker, did you say?
Yeah, I drove a 5-ton wrecker and a Hemet wrecker.
Okay.
Yeah.
And pulled vehicles out of off sides of the road. Was that like on convoys if somebody broke down, or?
Convoys or during field exercises, I'd get called out if they got stuck in the mud or broke down in the woods or anything like that. I'd get them just about anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was all your time in the Army stateside?
No, I spent. I went to Kentucky first, then to Germany for 3 years, Kosovo for 6 months, Iraq for 1 year, and back to Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Okay.
That's where I was discharged.
Well, thank you for your service. And reason for your discharge?
Type 1 diabetes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the type you have to take insulin shots or monitor your.
Yeah.
Yep. Monitor your blood sugar and take shots.
Everything's electronic though. The VA hooks me up, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got benefits for life with them too, I guess.
Yeah.
So what brought you to piloting or escorting?
My parents.
Okay. How long have they done it for?
They've done it 8 or 9 years now.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you used to ride around with them? No, because you would have been in the military while they were doing it.
No, I was in the oil field when they started this, but no, I never got a chance to ride around with them. Not until I showed interest and wanted to do it.
Yep.
I flew from Wyoming to Michigan, took my Washington State test, got my card, and the next day we were off and running.
Off and rolling. Pretty nervous on the first run?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Still get nervous sometimes.
Yeah. Well, so do I, even before going out on runs like these for some reason. I guess it's good to be cautious though.
Yeah.
So what kind of how do you get paid?
By mileage or day rate or things they call a mini.
What's a mini?
A mini is usually 20 miles or less, 30 miles or less. It's the standard rate I've seen is $250 for a mini.
Okay. And that covers you getting out of bed, going somewhere, even if it's just for 2 or 3
for that
miles
little,
or 50 miles.
Yeah.
It's any time that it's $1.50 or $1.60 a mile.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
any time that falls less than the $250
Right.
is when you charge the $250.
Whichever pays more.
Right.
It's usually the rule of thumb.
How much for overnights?
Anywhere from 65 to I've been paid $100 before for an overnight.
Okay.
So.
And I guess that's generally to pay the motel, but you often sleep in your vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cold up there. I was a little bit worried about you at 18 degrees outside. How do you stay warm in the vehicle?
I got a good sleeping bag. Yeah.
You're a hard man, man. Park somewhere close to where there's a toilet to use in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Grab some coffee and get going. About how much do you gross? Ah!
I can't remember what we were just talking about.
Revenue. So about how much do you take in gross revenue a year? I guess that's relative to how many miles you drive. If it's all between, say, $1.50 and $1.70, then the more miles you run, the more revenue you're going to make. But what do you generally do? How long have you been doing it?
2.5 years.
Okay. What's a typical year?
My first year I made $100,000.
Okay, and about how much of that do you wind keeping after all expenses?
Maybe 40, 45.
Okay, and that's working how many weeks a year?
The first year I was on and off. I probably worked 9 months.
Okay.
9 months I was gone. Yeah, 10 months.
So it's a pretty good job. Like, well, similar to what I do, where you kind of choose where you
Yeah.
you don't have to work if you don't want to. You
Right.
come up with any excuse on, you need time off or trucks
Right.
down or
Yep.
yep. Oh, that's kind of flexible. A lot different from your 9 to 5
Yeah.
day job.
Yeah.
Is this something you'd recommend younger people getting into, say 18, 19 after they left school?
The only problem I can think of with an 18 or 19-year-old is the cost of insurance.
Okay, that's going to be higher.
Yeah.
Do you know many pilot car services that hire on drivers, set them up with a vehicle, equipment, and run them like that?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, if anybody's looking for a job, here's name and here's the number right here. This guy can hook you up.
Yeah.
How many available cars you got? I might need a job.
I have
here
none
shortly.
available right now.
None available.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got one in El Paso and one in Michigan with me. Another
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Wow, I just drew a huge blank there. My mind's a bit fried after this trip.
Yeah. We didn't even go 300 miles today.
Yeah, no, yesterday.
It was close.
Yesterday burnt me up for some
610.
reason.
Yeah.
Ugh, it was the stress and aggravation. What kind of equipment do you need to do this job? Is there certain states that require certain pieces of equipment?
If you really want to know which state to follow to be mostly legal in every state is Utah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you look up Utah on uspilotcars.com, look at the pilot car regulations, vehicle requirements, and follow that, you'll be
Good in most states.
most states. New York's different. I'm not really sure what's different about it. I'd rather not go to New York, so
Neither do I.
yeah.
How many states require certification?
There's 10.
Okay. Is it online courses or show up in person?
Right now it's online with COVID. There's a lot of online. Let's see, Washington State and Utah. If you get those, you're pretty much good in 49 states.
Okay.
New York, you have to go get a New York certification. That's the only way you're going to run in their state.
But all others are reciprocal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apart from a vehicle, what's the investment to get all the equipment you need to get into it?
I would say about $3,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's a small chunk.
Yep.
Plus the vehicle, and of course you have to factor in replacing the vehicle, every 2 years, 3 years?
3 or 4 years. Depends
Okay.
on how well you maintain it. Keep
Yep.
up on everything.
And you go
You
through
get
a
them to
lot
last quite a ways. Yeah.
go through a lot of windshields?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why is that?
The rumble strips hold a lot of little treasures that like to come up following a big truck.
Especially in winter, I guess?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Little chips with cold weather can turn into a chip to a crack all the way across the windshield in no time.
Windshield and replace the windshield and go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Craziest thing you've seen as a pilot car thus far?
I don't know if I can tell you about that one.
You see a lot of crazy stuff with people acting stupid around loads.
Yeah. Yeah. You hold your stop sign out in some areas. You're stopping traffic. They're wanting to jump out and let you have it. I've seen people challenge someone who used to be a professional boxer is holding his stop sign, and a truck driver wanted to get out. And he said, "Come on." Nothing ever happened of it, but he would have made a big mistake if he got out of that truck, I believe.
Yeah, and the driver was just mad that he couldn't get through.
Yeah.
That he had to wait a couple of seconds.
Yeah, not even a minute.
Wow.
So one light cycle would have been it. So yeah.
Did you get told you were number one on this trip with me?
No.
So
And I've
I
always
was-
been
I was-
told if you don't get flipped off, you're not doing your job
Not
right.
doing your job right. So I was the
I'm
only
kind of
one.
amazed we made it here with no no incidents.
The guy in Omaha, so I was the only
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay. Apart from that, it's just, I guess, following big trucks around and yakking on the radio and having a good time, all fun and games.
Yeah. Planning the route, knowing your route.
Yep.
That's a big thing. Looking ahead, a lot of times when you're a chase car, if you can look up and see the on-ramp that's coming up half a mile away and you know a big truck's coming down, it'd be smart just to jump over and grab lane 1 so that driver can get over and everyone can get in smooth. So
Lots of paying attention.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's not just driving.
No.
So
Yeah. Well, that's if anybody needs to get in touch with Brian, maybe wants to drive one of his car, it's 989-390-2160. Pilot Cars Are Us. And yeah, thanks for your time.
no problem.
Thanks for escorting us on this load safely.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about this vehicle here, Brian, and what do you got on the inside, and what's the general setup?
This is, you got my CB and you got my marine radio for when we steer.
Okay, marine radio's on the top there. Good old Cobra 19. All your wiring pretty tidy. Actually, this is probably one of the tidier escort vehicles I've seen.
You're probably not going to get much here. It's just the back of my fridge.
Okay. So where do you sleep?
I sleep on the other side of the fridge.
Let's have a look at that.
All right.
And I guess required would be overhead sign that flips up, a light bar.
And this is the Michigan salt we picked up and brought with us.
Yeah, lots of it. And poke the flags in yonder. Aha! Refrigerator. All required equipment. Oh, there's actually quite a bit of room in this thing, isn't there? And enough room to lay down. Pretty comfortable, really.
Yeah.
Stop sign. That's a required piece, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Hang out the window and yell at people to stop. What kind of vehicle is this?
It's a Buick Enclave 2012.
Buick Enclave 2012. How many miles on it?
260,000.
260,000. Yeah, that's a lot. Boy, yeah, we got them dirty, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.